Hey, are you one of those guys who can't help but stand outside in a torrential downpour? Do you fall asleep to the pitter-patter of raindrops and the occasional thunderclap? Well, congratulations! You might be a storm herald. But what is a storm herald? Well, check your local weather radar, make sure your battle axe doubles as a lightning rod, and call forth the might of the elements themselves, because it's time to bring the thunder.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
With all the modern magical advancements of our Dungeons and Dragons society, it's easy to forget that our little blue marble of Toril can be incredibly dangerous. From the frozen wastelands of the frigid north to inhospitable deserts, all the way back to the stormy seas, it's not just dragons ready to kill you quick out there. Take it from the druids, they know this planet is deadly. Why do you think they're always trying to stay on its good side and not piss off the primeval titans that sleep within the core? But maybe there's a way to harness that ancient, terrifying primordial rage into something equally destructive, though a lot more focused. The Storm Herald feeds off that same magical connection druids use to create growth and life, but channels that power into unbridled, explosive fury. In that way, they act as a balance of this power, the yin to a druid's yang, and the opposing force of this continuous cycle. But much like the storms they emulate, the Storm Herald's duty is to be chaotic, brutal, and deadly. A fight with this barbarian is much more than scrapping up a rage monkey with a static buildup. It's kinda like trying to wrestle a hurricane, garnering the respect and fear it deserves from all creatures caught in its wake. Except Florida people. You are a walking avatar of thunderous power, a reminder not to step to Mother Nature's ancient wrath. So if you stumble across this barbarian out there in the wild, remember to be mindful of your surroundings and the world around you, because their aloof demeanor may just be the calm before the storm. But first, the holidays are here and it's time for all those annual traditions. Cold weather, hot cocoa, spending time with relatives you wouldn't talk to unless your parents forced you to. Maybe you need a getaway. Well, if you need a vacation from your vacation, it's the perfect time to book with Event.Cruises. Combine your next tropical getaway with your favorite community and set sail for adventure with one of 3 specialty cruises to satiate your nerdy needs. Weeb out on the Gakukan, an anime-themed vacation with cosplay contests, gaming rooms, and live music raves, or bring your army to the Battle Barge to participate in an exclusive 40k narrative campaign and learn to paint minis with the best. Or finally, nearest and dearest to my heart, join the D20 cruise to dungeon crawl with the best of them. Jump into meticulously crafted campaigns with your favorite characters and enjoy guest appearances from the folks from World Anvil and Library Bards. Each cruise can be found at the link below, but act fast before space runs out and use the code YouMightBeA to save $50 on your event pass. That's code YouMightBeA for $50 extra and to tell him Yimba sent ya. A huge thanks to Event.Cruises for sponsoring the show. And now, back to the video. So you want to wreak more havoc than a tornado in a trailer park. How do you get started? Well, the best way is of course as a barbarian. All barbarians get access to giving you resistance to bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage as long as you're not wearing heavy armor, as well as advantage on strength checks and saves, and additional damage on your attack rolls as long as you use your strength modifier. Looks like your weird nature magic workouts paid off, and you can stop doing whatever this is. You also get unarmored defense to make your AC equal to your dex and con mons when you walk around shirtless, and even though your dex score won't usually be that high, take it from your role model, the God of Thunder, and leave that shirt at home. Because Hunky Thor was hot, but Fat Thor was hotter. Second level means Danger Sense, for advantage on dexterity saves against traps and spells you can see, letting you deal with sneaky bad guys or spell slingers, as well as Reckless Attack to give yourself advantage on all attack rolls in a round, as long as you don't mind advantage against you, but don't worry about that. Defense really isn't our style, especially when we bring the hammer down.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Daddy, chill.
But it's third level where our primordial fury can truly be unleashed. And when we enter battle, the storm comes with us. Now each time we enter a rage, we become encircled by a 10-foot storm aura, but it's our choice which type we'll call upon, and we can swap storms anytime we level up. The Desert Storm whips up a fiery heat wave, causing all creatures in your sphere to take 2 damage each time you activate the storm with your bonus action. This damage increases as you level up and is the perfect tool for melting through goblin hordes without even really having to touch anybody. Just be careful not to set your friends on fire. Or if you're feeling like a cool, chill Barbarian, you can protect your allies with the Tundra Storm, giving them 2 additional hit points, which also increases as you level up, but acts as an icy shield against bad guys. Or finally, the Sea Storm, the most thematic of the trio, allowing you to call forth a lightning bolt to any creature in your aura. This targets them for 1d6 lightning damage on a failed saving throw or half on a success, and this damage also gets better over time, capping off at 4d6. But honestly, this one's kind of my favorite just based on vibes. I mean, you get it, right?
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
A little less flashy, but just as important, is Primal Knowledge, letting us pick up more Barbarian skills at levels 3 and 10, extra attack at level 5 to whoop on twice as many bad guys, as well as fast movement to run faster so you're always first to the fray. But it's 6th level where our stormy personality grants us some unique gifts. Our Storm Soul allows us to become even more in tune with our Storm of choice, granting us each a small buff and a special ability. The Desert Storm gives us resistance to fire damage, one of the most common damage types in the game, and we can no longer suffer from extreme heat. But we can also just set things on fire with a touch, which is cool. A little pyro for my taste, but you know, do you? However, the Tundra Storm gives us resistance to cold damage, and we can no longer suffer from extreme cold. But we also gain the ability to turn 5 feet of water into ice as an action. Pretty neat. And finally, the Sea Storm gives us resistance to lightning damage and the ability to breathe underwater, but we also get a swimming speed of 30 feet. Perfect for nautical campaigns, but also clowning on sea druids. At 7th level, we get Feral Instinct and Instinctive Pounce for advantage on initiative rolls, and you can never be surprised as long as you enter a rage in the first round of combat. And you can also move half your speed as part of that bonus action. 9th level means Brutal Critical dies for extra weapon dies of critical hits, 2 at level 13 and 3 at level 17, because when it rains, it pours. But it's level 10 where we're granted the Shielding Storm. Now, not only does your Storm aura protect us, but each ally within your sphere also gains resistance to your Storm's damage type. A nice gesture, but it's really so you won't feel so bad when your Desert Storm sets your buddies on fire. Level 11 means Relentless Rage, so that rage inside you can keep you fighting even if you drop to 0 hit points, bouncing back up to 1 instead, on an increasingly harder con save. But that means we'll pick up our last Storm Herald ability at level 14 with the Raging Storm. Now each time you rage, your Storm grants you a special move that you can pull off. Activating the Desert Storm allows you to retaliate against any opponent that landed an attack, spending your reaction and dealing fire damage equal to half your Barbarian level on a failed dexterity save, which can be a great way to chunk down stubborn enemies. The Tundra Storm gives you a Flash Freeze ability, letting you target an opponent and force a strength save, reducing their movement to 0 on a fail, which lets us not have to worry about them getting away. And the Sea Storm allows you to force another strength save as a reaction anytime you land an attack, knocking the target prone on a failure, which is right up our alley. These make for great additions to your Storm's potency and gives you a little more to do during a fight, but bad guys should have already known that when they step to you, they enter the Thunderdome.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
But we'll wrap things up kinda quick, with 15th level giving you Persistent Rage, making sure your rage only ends early if you want to, or if you miraculously lose consciousness. Indomitable Might at level 18 makes the lowest you can roll on a strength check equal to your strength score, and finally Primal Champion at level 20 for a straight +4 to strength and constitution to a max of 24. Now, that's what I call Thunder Buns. So, does the Storm Herald Barbarian blow me away? The Storm Herald is a pretty solid choice for consistent damage and unique flavor. I won't lie to you and say it's the strongest barb out there. I think the Giant Barbarian and the new World Tree fella might have your number on that one, but if you're going for a particular Barbarian build, this could be your guy. I think the mechanics around the Storm Herald are also interesting, giving you a larger sphere of influence than most barbarians, but I do wish this was a bit stronger. Your Shielding Storm ability also just kind of feels like a waste, as picking arguably the best Storm, the Desert, still inflicts damage to allies even if it's halved, which kind of forces your allies to play this game of jumping in and out of circle to give them resistance but not do damage. It's not bad, but for my money the Storm Herald is more middle of the road, especially compared to the stuff that comes later on. I wish it had a little bit more, like an ability to throw firebolts with the Desert Storm, or walk over water on an ice path with the Ice Storm, or hell, maybe just give them a flying speed at some point. That could really come in handy. And your Storm Spheres should absolutely be getting way bigger at later levels. But if none of that matters to you and you just want to unleash a raging storm, you do have what you need. And sometimes it's just fun to set things on fire or throw down a lightning bolt without having to think too hard about it. So if you give new meaning to the term storm out, people always seem to know your mood based on the current weather, and enemies often find a fight with you to be enlightening, guess what? You might be a Storm Herald. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. It's getting really close to the holidays, so I'm glad you found time to watch this silly video in between stuffing yourself with enough ham to make a tiger puke and screaming at family. Maybe that's just my Christmas, I don't know. But we all know the holidays are stressful, and I hope you remember to spend a little time on yourself. You deserve it, and I'm proud of you. If you like what I do, you can always support the channel right here on Patreon, with top-tiered patrons getting games DM'd by me. So a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to Miles Not Yards, King Osiris, Spider Lover, Tedsy, and Sora's Sin. You guys are the best, and I can't wait to play again next year. But until next time, guys, please take care, give yourself a little more patience and a lot more love, and I hope to see you again very soon.